Hi, I'm Tom Ziegler, CEO of the Zig Ziglar Corporation, and you are on the leadership channel in the Ziegler Coaching Academy. And I just want you to know that we are dedicated to certifying and equipping leadership coaches. We call them coach leader coaches who are working in leadership or executive coaching, who are really working with individuals who want to raise their game as a leader. We also work with businesses who want to develop their leadership team to the next level. And we basically do this. We coach leaders how to coach their people. Let me say that again. We coach leaders. We teach leaders how to coach their people. Coaching is the most valuable skill I believe anybody can learn, especially in this age of disruption and AI and all the things, because if we know how to take somebody where they are and inspire and motivate them to grow and perform at that next level, and then we help them achieve that, that makes us indispensable. So today's lesson is on atmosphere, and it's how to create atmosphere in a team meeting. And there's a lot of research and study on this, but I want you to think about, as a leader, or maybe you're a coach and you coach leaders or executives, they're going to have team meetings. And some of the team meetings are going to be around a table. Some are going to be hybrid, where some are at the table, some are on the screen, or they're going to be fully remote, where everybody's on a Zoom call or a Teams call. And you've got to create an environment or an atmosphere for these people to flourish. Well, there's three words that I want you to think about when you think about a team meeting. Everyone needs to feel included. Everyone needs to feel heard. And everyone needs to feel safe or secure. Or I love the word vulnerability. Vulnerability is welcome and encouraged, and everybody is okay being vulnerable. That's another word that I like for safe. And so let's go through these three words. So if I'm doing a team meeting and I'm bringing everybody in, everybody's got to be included. So what does that mean? Well, if you're sitting around a conference room table and maybe there's some tables or some chairs along the wall, and a team member comes in and they sit in the back along the wall, you've got to bring them in to the table. You got to get them all around. We're all equal here. We're all participating, and they know, and they get invited in. Now, when we do team meetings where we have some in a physical location and some on remote location, that means that we're going to have the dreaded fish camera coming down on the conference room table, and you can't see anybody's face. And so the people who are remote, they don't really know who's talking at the table when you're having a conversation. So how do you make people feel included? So this is what I recommend, is everybody who's in the conference room together, they all bring their laptops. They log into the Zoom meeting or the Teams meeting just like everybody else. So now you've got everybody, both local and remote, on a computer screen, all their faces showing up. Everybody's camera is showing up. What you will have to do is mute all the laptops except for one central mic so that you don't get the overlay sound. So now everybody's included. Everybody's on equal standard, and we've got all the cameras on, so people are participating. Make inclusion a key part of it. The second word is heard. So as a leader, how do we help those in the team all be heard? Well, this is real simple. This is not rocket science. You're going to have a team meeting. You're going to publish an agenda. You're going to make it sharp and to the point. You're going to have dialogue. You're going to have questions. You're going to cover new information. Other people are going to make reports. All of those things happen in a normal meeting. What I want you to do as the leader of this meeting to make sure everybody's heard is you have a little sheet of paper in front of you, and every time somebody on the team makes a comment, you put a check mark by their name. So the more people talk in a meeting, the more likely they are to feel heard. And as you go through the meeting, something natural is going to happen. The extroverts, the people who have the reports, the people who talked, the 5 meetings before, they're going to keep talking. But your introverts, maybe somebody new to the team, maybe somebody who's in an area that doesn't really contribute much, they usually don't pitch in. And so about 50% of the way, maybe 80% of the way through the meeting, you start intentionally calling on people to contribute to the meeting. So it might be, hey, Billy, I see you thinking over there. What are your thoughts on this? If somebody's very introverted, you might even warn them before the meeting by saying, hey, I really want your thoughts on X. I'm going to ask for it during the meeting. Well, that way they can prepare and it's no big deal. But why is that important? Because as a leader, you're trying to get people to get excited and moving together in unison towards a common goal. And not everybody's going to be on the same page, and some people might even think that their idea is better than what we're going with. Well, that's okay, because we don't all get our ideas every single time. But here's what we know. If people feel like they contributed to the discussion, that they were heard, they're more likely to support whatever plan gets adopted and put forward. So you want to make sure people are heard. And the last one is safe. And every company culture is a little bit different. Different teams have different personalities. So what does safe mean? Here's what I want you to think about. I want you to understand that every single meeting, it's okay if it gets excited and people get passionate about stuff, but every word and every voice inflection and every tone, it needs to be communicated with kindness and respect. And so what does that mean? It means I can get passionate about a project, but if I get personal and I cross over the line of kindness or respect, then that's not a safe place. That's not a place where people feel okay with being vulnerable. And so what you've got to do in this case is you've got to set up the ground rules of the meeting before the meetings ever take place. And so you might want to just come in with your team and say, hey guys, I've been reading. There's a great book called 10 Leadership Virtues by Disruptive Times by Tom Ziglar. He actually talks about it in that book. And he says that a great way to have a meeting is, not only the agenda and all this stuff, but to make it a place where people look forward to coming to and sharing ideas and being vulnerable in that process. So therefore, from now on, we're going to make sure that the tone of our meeting always includes kindness and respect. And if we get a little out of hand, if we get a little heated, which we've been known to do in the past, me included, I'm just going to call time out and we'll take like a 15-minute water break and then we'll come back together. So what do? Is you just set the ground rules in effect, and you're always thinking kindness and respect, because kindness and respect will win more battles than anything you can ever do. All right. Thank you for being part of the Leadership Academy. We're talking about, or the Ziglar Coaching Academy, talking about leadership on the Leadership Channel. If you want to learn more about being a Ziglar coach leader and what we have, just reach out to us at Ziglar.com and we'll see you there. Thank you and have a great one.